Okay, you're live.
Okay, cool. Let's see if it's working on your phone. Hi, everybody. I'm just gonna wait a couple seconds to make sure that this is working. I'm watching myself on my husband's phone, so we'll see how it goes. Still waiting, still waiting.
I think there's a little bit of a lag.
Oh, okay.
So you may.
Well, hello, happy Cinco de Mayo. Today I wanted to share with you a restaurant-style salsa recipe, and it is pretty much the Pioneer Woman salsa recipe, but just with my own personal taste incorporated in. For example, she uses jalapenos. I do not. Oh, good. Okay, there I am on my husband's phone. Very cool. So I'm going to keep this next to me just in case anybody's watching. I'm kind of be surprised if anybody was, but if you are, hello, welcome, and I'll try to answer any comments or questions you might have along the way. But I just wanted to mention too, if you're not specifically celebrating Cinco de Mayo, this is a perfect week, like that first week of May, to make Mexican-inspired food because all of the staple ingredients you need are going to be on sale at the grocery store. So if you're going grocery shopping in the next couple of days, you'll be able to find things like limes and cilantro, avocados, tomatoes. You'll find fresh pineapple, maybe like pork butt, which actually I have behind me in my crock pot. I'm making pulled pork tacos for dinner. You can find all those ingredients on sale. My husband's laughing behind the camera. What's up? Wait, let me see. Can I keep going? Okay. So I'm going to get started. I didn't prep too much because I just wanted to show you how it all works. I'm starting with canned tomatoes for this. You don't use fresh tomatoes, actually. It tastes the best with whole peeled tomatoes, but I am going to drain this. And I don't know about you, but I always take a damp paper towel and I wipe around the rim of my cans before I open them because usually there's like some dirt and dust there and you don't want that to get into your can when you're using your can opener. So I clean off the lids of my cans. I'm just going to open up, this is 28 ounces of whole peeled tomatoes. And then I'm going to take it back to my sink and drain it because I have tried this before without draining it and it is a soupy mess and like all the liquid was leaking out of my food processor and I would prefer not to have that happen on camera today. So I've learned by experience. All right, I'm going over to my sink here. Gonna drain these off a little bit. And you could certainly save this liquid for something. I'm not doing that today. I don't have any plans in the near future for using this, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. It's not too much liquid. But you could always save it and throw it into like a pasta sauce or something. Okay. So I've got my whole tomatoes. You're right. My husband's filming this on my cell phone for me, and we have a very tiny kitchen, so he's like slowly knocking everything off the refrigerator door behind him as he walks around. Okay, so 28 ounces whole tomatoes into my food processor, and you can probably make this in a blender too if you don't have a food processor. Let me put this back here. Okay. So
Kathy C's says, hi, Ann, love all your videos. I just so happen to be making fresh salsa myself right now.
Oh, awesome.
I use canned fire roasted tomatoes, and I lost the comment.
That's okay. Hi,
That's
Kathy.
Okay.
Oh, that's so great. Yes. Okay, so if there are little differences between my recipe and yours, share them below, please, because, you know, it's all about making this to taste, whatever tastes best to you. So this is the salsa that tastes best to me. So next is the other canned ingredient, which is, this is the Aldi brand, but it's like Rotel. It's diced tomatoes and green chilies. And I don't know if they label theirs like mild. It's definitely mild. I am a wimp when it comes to heat. Hence, no jalapenos in this. And some recipes call for 2 cans of Rotel, but I'm only going to use 1. And again, I am going to drain off this extra liquid. So I'm going to walk over to the sink real quick. We'll drain that off. Okay. And then we will add this into the food processor. And I don't know if you can tell already, but this is going to make a lot. But I promise it will go fast. It would probably last in your fridge for a couple of weeks in like a sealed Tupperware container, but I don't think it'll last that long. We go through this really fast in our house. So, and my kids love it too, which is great because they're getting some veggies in with their snack food, their tortilla chips. Okay, so next I'm gonna work on some fresh ingredients. So I have a really small yellow onion here. Actually, it might be a Vidalia onion, whatever you have, even a red onion would work, or some green onions if you have them. I'm gonna use about half of this. So it's gonna end up being about a 1/4 cup of onion. And I know it might seem silly, well, I have to take the skin off, but it might seem kind of silly that I'm chopping up the vegetables before putting them in my food processor. But again, from experience, I've learned that if you don't dice them up a little bit, things will kind of get stuck and you're always gonna end up with a couple of really large chunks So kind of do a little bit of the work for the food processor first, roughly chop them, and then throw them in after. Okay, so we're just gonna peel the onion. Let's see, I'm gonna use the bigger half. I like onion flavor. Again, already we can kind of customize this. You could use a whole onion if you wanted to. Let's take off that outer layer here. And I'm going to like quarter this chunk here. There we go. Okay, and then I'll toss this into the food processor. In fact, I'm gonna add a little bit more. I really do like that flavor. And these are pretty mild too. It's a sweet Vidalia onion, I'm pretty sure.
I do too.
You like that flavor too? Yeah. Yeah, I just made this like a week and a half ago, and that was one thing I thought, oh, I should probably add some more onion the next time, because I like that flavor. Okay, so guess what? The whole onion went in, because I don't want to deal with the excess. All right, let me get rid of the onion trash in my sink. I'll take care of that later. It's one of those things you don't always see on camera, but when I'm filming, if I don't need something anymore, it goes in my sink, whatever it is, and then I'll clean it up later. So next, I have a fresh lime, and this adds great, great flavor. We've actually been incorporating this a lot into mixed drinks. We've been making fires in our fire pit during the evenings and having some nice family time. And my husband and I have been experimenting with making mixed drinks with like fresh pineapple juice, fresh lime juice, orange juice. In fact, he made me a cocktail last night. It was a Blue Moon beer with some clementine juice in it and a shot of peach schnapps, and it was so, so delicious. Okay, so this is an old trick that I learned from Rachel Ray, probably like 20 years ago. But if you roll the limes a little bit, that can kind of get the juices flowing. Also, if you have a really, really hard lime or lemon that you're trying to juice, you can pop it in the microwave for a little bit too, and that kind of warms it up a little bit and gets the juices flowing. So I'm going to cut this in half, and it's really not that big, so I think I'm going to use all the juice from my lime. I have my little citrus juicer here, and you put it flesh side down inside the citrus juicer. It would catch any seeds when you do that, and then you just press it together. And I love the smell of limes so, so much. To me, they have like this, almost like a warm cinnamony scent, which is kind of weird. I mean, of course, it smells citrusy too, but oh my gosh, I love fresh limes so much. And this skin is probably a little bit tougher than a lemon. So, but I do like to throw citrus fruits into my garbage disposal once I'm done juicing them or using them in whatever capacity, because it just makes the kitchen smell so, so nice. So I'm going to do that with my limes, but I'm probably going to quarter them up. Just since the rind is so tough, it'll be a little bit easier on my garbage disposal. So let me do my second half of lime.
Throw it in the sink.
I know, well, yeah, I guess I'm not going to quarter it up right now. I'm just going to throw it in the sink. Ooh, I definitely have a cut on my thumb, and that lime just reminded me of that. Okay, other fresh ingredients. I'm going to use 2 small cloves of garlic that I have here. And this is another one like the onion, where you could just throw it in whole, but I would recommend dicing it up a little bit, just because I always end up with like 1 or 2 giant chunks of garlic that haven't gotten processed in the food processor. So you want to distribute it evenly throughout all of your salsa. All right. It's sticking to my fingers here. There we go. Okay, so we've got 2 cloves of garlic, and I will just roughly chop them up a little bit here. Getting a really nice close look at my fingers and the garlic there. Thank you, honey. Okay, so that's probably pretty good, just like that. And we'll toss that into the food processor too. Okay, so the final fresh ingredient is cilantro. Now, let me know, some people supposedly find cilantro to have a soapy taste. I love cilantro. It does not taste soapy to me. It's just fresh and herby, and it's kind of that quintessential flavor that you would have in a fresh restaurant-style salsa. So I'm adding probably a half a cup here. You can add a huge handful. There was just a huge crash upstairs. Hopefully my children are okay. Nobody's screaming or crying, so I think we're good. But anyway, this is about a half a cup of fresh cilantro. I've already washed it. This I'm not going to chop up, and you'll see I'm using the stems too. You can use it all. It has great flavor. So that's going in. Oh, maybe even more than a half a cup. I kind of packed it in there. But again, I love that flavor. And what else? Okay, so I have some seasonings over here. Those are the last few ingredients. So I'm just going to use a little bit of salt. Use a measuring spoon. Now, one thing I want to say about the salt is start small, because it kind of depends on how salty your tortilla chips are as to how salty you want to make your salsa. I put them down here. These are, they're called restaurant style tortilla triangles, but they're kind of like more of a cantina style tortilla chip. These are the Aldi brand, but they're a little bit thinner and less salty than like a traditional Tostito style tortilla chips. I love them all, but you know, some like classic grocery store tortilla chips are just super duper salty. So you don't want to make your salsa too salty. So I'm going to add about like a quarter to a half a teaspoon of salt to start, and then test it when I'm all done with the tortilla chip to see if it's to taste, and then I can always add more if I want to. So we'll add in our salt, and this is a half teaspoon, so I might do like a little bit less than that. Okay. And then additionally, I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon of sugar. It just kind of, I don't know, it seems like all the recipes I use with that use canned tomatoes, I add a little bit of sugar too. It just sort of offsets the acidity of the canned tomatoes. And again, that is totally adjustable, so you could do no sugar or add a little bit more if you feel like it needs it, just for balance. And lastly, cumin, which is a really nice kind of smoky, earthy spice. Again, sort of a quintessential flavor in kind of Tex-Mex flavors, or cooking, I should say. So this, again, I'll do about a quarter to a half a teaspoon. You can do it to taste. All right, so I'll sprinkle that in. I think that's everything. Did I forget anything? Hopefully not. So now we're gonna put the lid on. And does it smell good? Okay, yeah, it smells super fresh. And I think we're ready to go. So you can make this as chunky or as smooth as you would like. So I'm gonna start, just kind of for demonstration purposes, we're just gonna pulse it a little bit, and then I like mine pretty smooth, so then I'll smooth it all out. So you can kind of slowly break it down.
Jupiter, the Argentine Tigu, says, "Hi, Ann. Great to see you live."
Hi! Thanks for being here. All right, so the big reveal here. There's our salsa. Hi, Ben. Okay, I'll help you in just a second, honey. Now let me grab a chip, and like I said, I'm gonna try it and see if I need to add any more salt. And it is about 2:15 in the afternoon where I am here in Pittsburgh. So you want to make this in advance because it's going to taste the best after it sits in the refrigerator for a couple hours. All the flavors kind of meld and marry together. It's just so, so good. So let me just try it out though for saltiness. Oh, it's really, really good. I am going to add a pinch more salt. But otherwise, for me, it's the perfect spice level. It's not really that spicy, but like I said, I can't really handle too much heat, so.
Your mom just said I've never watched you live, so this is like a visit for her.
Hi, Mom! Oh, I know. A visit with family members. Oh, I know. I haven't seen you for months and months. When was the last time we saw you? Christmas, maybe? Thanksgiving? Oh my goodness, it's been a while. So we're not going to let. Okay, so we're just going to pulse this one more time with the additional salts, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, and that is it. So this is probably the most difficult part of the process, is transferring this into some kind of Tupperware without making a gigantic mess. And I didn't get a Tupperware out, so maybe we should call it a day here.
Good.
Wait, is that okay? Okay,
Good.
I'll grab one real quick. Let me see if I have one over here. Here.
We'll get some salsa shots.
Got some salsa footage. Oh, that's a really ugly Tupperware. Oh well.
What really happens with Ann's family recipe?
So you might see, oh no, there wasn't really anything that drained out. That's good.
Jupiter asked, will you be doing any more concerts soon?
Yes, we have been rehearsing some new songs. Maybe in the next week or two. We didn't really pick a date. Actually, we had talked about doing it today, and then the weekend kind of got away from us with rehearsing. But yes, we're going to do another live concert here on my channel because that was so much fun. We love to sing and play together. Okay, so there you go. So I'm going to cover, oh, It's tripping on my foot. Hold on, let me put this down. I'm just gonna cover this and pop it in the fridge. It's gonna chill, all the flavors will marry together, and we will be ready for dinner tonight. So like I said before, there's salsa on my arm too, it's getting everywhere. I'm making some pulled pork in my crock pot, and once this is all said and done, I'll go back to my description box. Okay, you're not really supposed to do this, but I will give you a sneak peek here. So I have this filled halfway with Dr. Pepper, and this is actually a pork loin. I wanted to get a pork butt, but they didn't have any more at Aldi. So I got a pork loin, and that's gonna work just fine. I sprinkled it with garlic powder, salt and pepper, chili powder, oregano, cumin, and some onion powder too. And like I said, I filled it halfway up with Dr. Pepper. You can use any kind of pop that you want. And I have a recipe for this on my channel, which is what I was saying before. When this is all over, I'll go back to my description box and put a link for it. It's pulled pork, barbecue pulled pork tacos, I think it's called, with like an avocado pineapple salsa and a homemade barbecue sauce, but you can top them however you want. So we're gonna have that for dinner along with chips and salsa. I think I'm gonna make some homemade guacamole. I'm seeing now in my fruit bowl, I bought some fresh mangoes, another thing that'll be on sale like this week of the year every year. So it's gonna be a good dinner. Thank you so much to all of you, however many there are of you, 11 of you at this point, for joining, but I know more people will watch this as time goes on. I hope you love this restaurant-style salsa recipe. Comment below with what you're having today to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and I'll see everybody soon. Bye!